Hey everyone, Deborah Sunderland, Sunderland Coaching. This is all for you amazing creative people. Another emotion that we have is creative energy. Creative energy is an excitement inside of our body where something wants to be created through us. Something wants to happen through our being, something that is aligned for us, something that brings us joy, peace, and gives us to that next idea and that next plan that just feels awesome and exciting. You know what I'm talking about. Creative energy is also something that is generated from our brain and has wisdom as well. Creative energy is, we call in consciousness, a place in our body that wants to birth something new. Just as if you were to have and create a child, it is that genital area that causes us to create something new. And that's the same emotion. That's where that emotion lives, creative energy, in that area, even when we're creating something that has nothing to do with creating a baby. It's something that drives us to, it's a passion. It's something that drives us to build something, write something, plan something that just feels so positive, and it creates something maybe that no one else can in the world, because you are unique and like no one else in all of history. Just like when you create a baby, that baby is going to come out like no one else. The same with your work. The same with your relationships. The way you show up for yourself is going to be different than the way others show up. And hopefully you're showing up well for yourself. And the way you show up for those in the world is going to be very different than the way others show up for others in the world. So creative energy is something that wants to come alive through you. So I want you to get the wisdom of that. When you start to feel excited, pause. Let that feeling be there. Let it come through you all the way, again, up to 90 seconds. And it might be a little flutter of anxiety, a little flutter of excitement, creative energy, or it might be a huge one, or anywhere in between. Let it be there, be with it. Thank the Lord that you have it, because it's so fun to experience like what you want to create in the world. And then once it passes, get to your mind, like what's the thought that comes up in your mind that is creative? And I would also say listen to your heart around it, because the unconscious mind will shut down what you want to create. It will say, well, you really can't do that. How's that really going to happen? It's going to try and figure out all the ways that that's not going to work, and what you do, that you have to give up this, that, or the other, and then you can't afford to give up something, time, energy, money, to create it. And so then we never create that thing that wants to be birthed through us. So I want you to actually be in your heart first before you go to your head, and listen to your heart. Where does it want to take you? What's that very next step that's going to keep that passion, keep that vision, keep that next step alive? And keep listening and following your heart in that. Yes, your mind is important, because it will give you the logistics of things. But if we lead with our mind from creative energy, it'll tamp it down. It will say it will say that you can't do it. So go to your heart and listen to your heart. I know I said mind earlier. Listen to your heart and follow that creative energy to birth that new beautiful thing that can only come from you. Let me know if this makes sense. I know that we don't really talk about these things very much, but this is part of the emotional intelligence. This is part of the God-given, universe-given blessing that you have. You already have the tools inside of you from your wisdom, which comes from your emotions. So remember, emotions can be scary because we're not used to feeling them. We're used to pushing them down, and we certainly haven't been taught how to use them. So go back and listen to all the other YouTube or wherever we post this, I think on YouTube, videos, if you missed the ones prior, that speak about the different intelligence of our emotions and what wants to be created through us. What is the wisdom to pay attention to so that we can have alignment with ourselves, feel well, be well, create well in our life, in our relationships, and in our work. We want to use the intelligence of our emotions, because anytime we shut them down, it gets stored as negative energy blockage in our body, where natural energy can't flow through us. other ideas can't come through our mind and we get stuck. And again, if we don't feel our feelings that only last 90 seconds or more, it gets stored in our adrenals as cortisol and makes us sick. Even the energies that are great for us, like joy and creative energy. So allow your emotions to be there. See how much you can experience and thank them for being there so you can receive them. Remember to thank the emotion for being there. Take a few deep breaths. Allow it to come through you, and then go to your mind once the emotion passes and ask, in terms of creative energy, what's the very next step from my heart that I want to create? All right, dear ones, have a beautiful time learning about yourself and your emotions and the power of them. And reach out to me if you have any questions. I am here for you, and I know this is new information, a new way of leading your life and your business, and it's a practice. There's nothing to get wrong or right. We're just practicing. I always call it the test and tweak method. We're just learning and testing and tweaking as we go. All right, enjoy. Bye.